Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is Miss Melinda. Welcome to Miss Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva Show. So tonight we're going to have an extra exciting class. It's going to be more of a party class. But ironically speaking, you're going to learn more of some really off-the-wall things that you never thought of before. So this is going to be, Friday nights are thought to be the sexiest nights of the week. And we're going to have a Q&A show, okay? And you try to think if you can figure out the answer. I made the Q&A, very simple for an average IQ person. So you're not going to be getting any stupid, what do you call it? You're not going to be getting any, I forgot what I always call it. You're not going to be getting any rocket science questions. That's it. You're not going to be getting any rocket science questions, okay? Okay. So, question number 1. I have to be able to see them. You know what? I got to pick it up and hold it. Okay. Okay. So, here we are. And we're going to have question number 1. Is there really lead in a pencil? No. The pencil lead, quote unquote, in a pencil is not made from the metal lead. It's made from graphite mixed with clay. Wait, I'm trying to find the right way for that I look nicest. Okay. See, you could see my pearls back here, and I thought that was pretty. Okay. So, this looks nice this way, I think. Okay. And so, it's made from graphite mixed with clay. The modern pencil was invented independently by Frenchmen Nicolas Jacques Conte and Austrian Joseph it's a proper noun, Hardtooth, or something like that, in 1795. Okay? Their invention was a great success. It could be sharpened easily and erased. Oh, how nice. Okay. Let's see what we got next. Happy Friday, everybody. Are y'all out there partying? Well, all of you can maybe have a debate together as to what you think the answers are. Okay? So, wait, oh no, I just lost it. It's still going. Okay, I just lost you guys, but I got you back. Okay. So, here we go again. I want to get my barrettes. So, here we go again. The next Q&A. Okay. All right, next question. See who can figure out the answer first. What's something that exists but has never been seen by anyone? Think about it. What's something that exists but has never been seen by anyone? Can anybody come up with any ideas? I couldn't. Well, here's the answer. I'm going to tell you. But I gave you a couple minutes. If you're with your friends and did y'all give a what you think might could be? Okay, what's something that exists but has never been seen by anyone? Answer: the dark side of the moon, not the Pink Floyd album. No human has ever seen it with their own eyes, because it always faces away from Earth. We're talking about never seen by anyone, and it's the dark side of the moon, because the moon is always facing away from Earth. That's a good one. 2, what's the loudest thing in the universe? Hey, y'all want to party tonight? Let me ask this one again. Because I kind of got my own little thing, my own little answer. Okay. What's the loudest thing in the universe? A couple having the best sex ever. I made that answer up. That was my answer. See how I think on Friday night? Sexy. Uh-oh. The answer is, okay, what's the loudest thing in the universe? The answer is a black hole collision. A black hole collision. It can release gravitational waves louder than 100 trillion times Earth's most powerful nuclear explosion. Okay? Come up. Okay. But humans can't hear it because it doesn't make sound the way we know it. Okay? Because it doesn't make sound the way we know it. What's the most stolen food in the world? What's the most stolen food in the world? Cheese. Cheese. About 4% of all cheese made globally is stolen, making it the most shoplifted food item on Earth. Now see, have you ever heard questions like these? Pretty clever, aren't they? Only Melinda can do. It took me 8 hours research to come up with these unusual questions. Yeah, the internet doesn't just give them to you. You have to know what to ask, what to tell them, and what to ask for. Okay, so what's a word people say every day but barely understand? Answer: the word okay. Just O and a K for okay. That's the word people say every day but barely understand. Okay is the answer. It's one of the most commonly spoken words in the world, but most people don't know it originated from a humorous abbreviation in the 1830s. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay. Oh, the answer. This is still part of the answer. Okay. So, I wonder if I can't. No, we have to go this way. Yeah. there. It looks good like that. All right. So the rest of that answer for okay is, it was always here. Let me answer from here. But most people don't know it originated from a humorous abbreviation in the 1830s. The humorous abbreviation was "all correct," quote unquote, which is spelled OLL space KORRECT, unquote. That was an all correct abbreviation. And so it turned into a joking misspelling of all correct. And that's how we got the word okay. So that was something you never thought of, right? Okay, number 5. What everyday object is moving faster than a bullet without you noticing? Answer: your toilet flush. I find that one real hard to believe, but it's true. It's actually true. Oh, I'm going to hold this. Okay. Well, we got to sit up some, though. Okay. Okay, here we go. My nose is itching. Okay, here we go. Let's do this one again. Number 5. What everyday object is moving faster than a bullet without you noticing? Answer: your toilet flush. The water leaving your toilet moves at speeds faster than some bullets, especially in high-pressure systems. How'd you like that one? I'll bet you never knew that either. My nose is sniffling and making it itchy. There, I'm itching it. Okay. Okay, next. Okay. Okay. What weighs more? What weighs more? A pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? What do you think? All you friends, give a guess. Answer: they weigh the same. A pound is a pound, no matter the material. Hey, amen on that one. Did I bring my I did bring, wait a minute, I need a Tums. Okay. All right, that was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah. I might have heard something like that before, decades and decades ago. It's a good one. It's not something you think of. Okay, question 2. Can you cry in space? Can you cry in space? What do y'all think? Each of you friends, take a guess. All right, answer. You can cry in space, but the tears won't fall. They just float around your eyes due to microgravity. That's a good one. We never thought of that one. Only Melinda can get these questions out of my Microsoft assistant, Cortana. I had to say things that you wouldn't think of. That's how you're getting these really cool questions and really cool answers. And they're not like rocket science questions, because then nobody's having fun. That's no fun. Nobody's going to pay attention to that or play that game. If I was asking you a bunch of rocket science questions, like you had to be Einstein to answer, I don't do that. I did it for simple, average people with, an average IQ. Okay, so 2. Can you cry in space? You can, but the tears won't fall. They just float around your eyes due to microgravity. Okay, 3. Which country has the most pyramids? Ooh, answer, not Egypt. It's actually Sudan. Sudan, like Dan, Sudan, which has over 200 pyramids compared to Egypt's only 138 pyramids. I didn't even think there was anything near 100 pyramids in Egypt. I thought there was maybe 10 pyramids in Egypt. And I studied, Neanderthal, Homo sapien, Homo erectus, but we also had Egypt. And I was going to go with the school, College of DuPage. That was my first out of 3 colleges I attended. And the teacher put my project in the window of the hallway of the College of DuPage. He asked me if he could put it. It was three artifacts from King Tut's tomb. And I was going to go there with the school for excavating. My parents would have paid for it. But I didn't do it. I was real young, and I was still kind of into partying too much. And I didn't go, and I regret it till this day. We all got regrets, right? But let's think happy. Okay. So, Egypt's not the one that has the most pyramids. It's Sudan. Sudan is how you spell the country. It has over 200 pyramids. Compared to Egypt's, only has 138 pyramids. Wow. I didn't know there was anything anywhere near that many pyramids. All right, question. Which has more atoms, a grain of sand or the stars in the universe? Answer. Can anybody think? Tell your friends. Each of you, give your own thought. Which has more atoms, a grain of sand or the stars in the universe? Answer. A single grain of sand. That's a shocking answer now, isn't it? That's a shocking answer. So, sand has more atoms than all the stars we can observe in the universe. That's really wild. Question. What's older than the rings of Saturn? So I'm talking about the planet Saturn, one of the 9 planets, Saturn. You know how it has rings around it? Okay. So they're asking what's older than the rings of Saturn? Answer, Earth. Scientists believe Saturn's rings formed less than 100 million years ago, while Earth is over 4.5 billion years old. Isn't that fascinating? Yeah, it sure is. Okay. Next question. Can sharks live longer than trees? Oh, I really like this one. Now, if you're with a bunch of friends, everybody think of their answer and say it to each other and see if anybody gets any of it right. Okay, here's the question again. Now listen. Okay. So, now listen closely. Can sharks live longer than trees? Answer, yes. Greenland sharks can live over 400 years, making them older than many forests. I didn't want to tell you many forests. I wanted you to have to guess that, but I accidentally said the whole answer. So it's. I want to say this again. Can sharks live longer than trees? Answer, yes. Greenland sharks can live over 400 years, making them older than many forests. Okay, What what's strong? This is a good one. What's stronger than diamond? Answer: Lonsdaleite, a rare mineral found in meteorites that's 58% harder than diamond. This Lonsdaleite, a rare mineral found in meteorites that's 58% harder than diamond. It's 58% harder than diamond. I'd like to know if my girlfriend would have known that answer, if she's real into rocks. I don't know if she's so into diamonds, but it would be something I would think she'd be interested in. 2. What happens if you never cut your nails? Answer: they don't just grow long, they start curling and twisting in horrifying ways. Ew! Ew! That sounds gross. Don't that sound ugly? Oh, no. Oh, I don't even want to think of something so creepy like that. Gross. Okay, question. What's the deadliest creature on Earth? What's the deadliest creature on Earth? And they're not going to give you any more clues to creature. All you get to hear is what's the deadliest creature on Earth. Answer: the mosquito. Would you believe that? Now listen to what else it says about the mosquito. The mosquito, it kills more people than sharks, lions, and snakes combined. Mosquitoes kill more sharks, lions, and snakes combined together. Who would have guessed that one? Okay, next question. Why do humans have fingerprints? Answer: not for gripping. Koalas, that's bears, I assume. Koalas have identical fingerprints too. I guess they're saying two, meaning like people. Meaning it's more about friction and sensory perception. I'll have to meditate on that one for a while about the sensory, whatever. Okay, sensory, what was it? Sensory perception. You have to meditate on that one. Okay, so here's my pretty barrettes. See my pearls in my hair to match. It's to match my pearls in my top. And wait a minute, I got pearls here. How do you like my pearl bracelet? See, I have pearls in my hair. I have pearls in my hair. And I have pearls bracelet. And I have pearls, see, in my top. There's pearls in my top. And my beautiful black nails. See? And my beautiful turquoise ring to go with my blue costume. Question: what everyday food can explode if overheated? Answer: grapes. In a microwave, they create plasma and spark violently. So, what everyday food can explode if overheated? It says grapes. In a microwave, they create plasma and spark violently. Okay. Next. Question: could a small paper clip destroy a bank safe? Answer: a small paper clip cannot physically destroy a bank safe. But, there's the big but. The big but, like I got. For a white woman, I got a big butt. Okay, so a small paper clip can't physically destroy a bank safe, but it can be used to bypass certain types of locks. Some safes, especially cheaper ones, or those with electronic locks, can be picked or manipulated using simple tools like paper clips. Fascinating. Next question. Okay. Next question. What's more... Okay, this is a good one. Next question. This is a good one. I like this one. What's more disgusting than a toilet seat? Answer. Your phone screen. It has 10 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Amen. On that note, have you ever heard philosophy like I have? I've heard of it before. Not with a cell phone, but it was the same concept. It was what was how does it say? It says, what's more disgusting than a toilet seat? Yeah, so I didn't say phone screen. I think I heard this before cell phones even came out. But so it was a similar question. What was more disgusting than a toilet seat? But it was something else that you wouldn't expect also. But I forgot what it was. Okay, so anyway, it's your cell phone is more disgusting than the toilet, because it has 10 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Next question. Is it possible to die from laughter? Answer, yes. Extreme laughter can trigger heart attacks. Heart attack can trigger heart failure. Well, I would assume it's a heart attack. Anyway, laughter can trigger heart failure and kill you, they're saying. Or suffocation if prolonged. Wow. I knew anxiety can cause you a heart attack. I know a lot of people try to say, anxiety can't cause a heart attack. Yes, they can. Yes, it can. And that's why some men that have heart disease or have been diagnosed by their doctors with some kind of little any least bit unhealthy thing to your heart, the doctor might tell a man that he can't have sex because the excitement from the ejaculation will give him a heart attack and they'll die. And it's happened all the time. It happens. Yeah. Okay, so here's a good one. This will interest both married people and single people. So here's a good conversation piece. If you're amongst friends or if you're alone, like I am, you can still have fun thinking about it. Is marriage statistically more dangerous than being single? Answer. Studies show married people are more likely to die from stress-related illnesses, suggesting marriage could be riskier to your health than lifelong bachelorhood. So if you're a bachelor single, I don't know if you call me a bachelor. I've never been married or had kids. But bachelor, isn't that a man's word? Oh, we're called bachelorettes. Well, then you should say, and bachelorettes. Don't just say men. So marriage could be riskier to your health than lifelong bachelorettes. Okay. Next question. Do banks create money out of thin air? I liked this one, and I thought that it'd be a good conversation piece for people too. And just something to think about. Did you ever think about this on your own? Question: do banks create money out of thin air? When you take out a loan, banks don't actually give banks when you take out a loan, banks don't actually give you real money. They create digital currency that only exists in their system, meaning most money today isn't backed by any real money. I really like that. I says, yeah, I'm going to ask that question to my students and fans because I thought they would enjoy that one. See, I don't ask controversial questions and controversial subjects. And I told the computer that every time I asked for some questions, part of the part of my what do you want to call it? Part of my commands or part of my demands, part of my requirements. Maybe that's the best rhetoric. Part of my requirements was I said no questions that are controversial or that cause fights. And I put that every time I asked for, there was more things I put, but I'm not going to tell you. That's my secret. I have a very manic mind, so it thinks much heavier than other people's, and I tell you guys that all the time. Okay, so here's a question. Can Coca-Cola dissolve a tooth? Answer: yes. Over time, the acid is powerful. I think most of us knew that one, and so is coffee. So I said, hey, you got to stop this coffee. So I think the least acid is tea. Iced tea is probably got, and I meant to Google that, but I'm sure that iced tea, or hot tea, has less acid than Coca-Cola or coffee, I would say. And I've been guzzling a little too much coffee again. I'm gonna have to stop that. Okay, so 2, question: is gold? This is a good one. I've never heard this either. Is gold edible? Answer: is gold edible? Okay. Is gold edible? Answer: yes. Some desserts have edible gold flakes. Some desserts have edible gold flakes. I never heard that in a million years, and my parents went to every country around the world their whole life, and they would talk about this and that, but they never said, hey, we came to a restaurant that offered us real golden flakes in our dessert, and we tried it and loved it. No, that never happened. They never said that. They never said they came across, or me, or any of you. Have you ever went into a restaurant and one of the things on the menu for dessert is they offer you a dessert with showered with gold flakes on it, real gold, genuine gold flakes on it? Have any of you ever been offered a dessert with real genuine gold flakes showered over your dessert? Not me. Okay, yeah, that was an interesting one. I thought you guys would enjoy that one. Okay, another question. Can humans live without sleep? No. Extreme sleep deprivation can be fatal. Yeah. You could go a long time, for years and years, with very little sleep, because I did it. And it didn't damage me at all, because I'm running that treadmill 20 miles a week sometimes. Okay. Question: does sugar heal wounds? Yes. It can prevent bacteria from spreading. Okay. That's an interesting one. See, I like light, fun ones, Fun subjects that people can talk about, not argumentative or not real. I told them they were giving me too long of questions and too long of answers, So I had to tell the computer, you're giving me too long answers, too long questions. And so they made it real short. So it's kind of cool to do that too. But I never wanted real long question or real long answer, never. But you could have, I was doing like just mediocre average question length of time and mediocre length, But but then when they started getting too big of questions and bigger answers, and I complained, then they gave me real short question with a real short answer. And I thought, well, that would be a real fun part of our Q&A game that we're playing tonight. And even though this is more of a game, this class, I think we're learning more in this class than we've learned in any class I've taught you. And teaching you the universe and the solar system and law classes. And what else? I'm missing, I can't think. But anyway, and we're learning more in a game show, Q&A show, game show. I think we're learning more difficult and things that you don't think of than we are in my other classes. And it's a game show. That's great. That's what we need on a Friday night. That's why I said we're going to do this Q&A. Because it's Friday night and everybody's partying. Okay. Let's see. We got another question. Yeah. Can a coin kill someone if dropped from a tall building? No. It won't gain enough speed. But I want to make a comment on that. In Chicago, I can't remember how many years ago it was. I think it was since I've been living here. I'm pretty certain it was since I've been living here. This wasn't like a real long time ago. No, in fact, I think it was real recent. Meaning, not more than. I think it happened. Not more than. I'm branching off about when they asked the question, can a coin kill somebody dropped from a tall building? No, it won't gain enough speed. So I'm piggybacking off that and saying in Chicago, not more than maybe 5 years ago, I would say tops, it was on the news, a lady, and I was going up to the Mag Mile. Well, I used to go there years ago to get my hair cut in Vidal Sassoon and clothes shop in the retail store in the first floor water tower place. Anyway, not more than like 5 years ago, it was on the news in Chicago. Lady was heading southbound on Michigan Avenue, and she was sitting at the light, and she was, going to turn right. And what do you know? A damn ice sword, a sword of ice, fell from the top of the tall high-rise and went right through her car, the hood of her car, and through her head and killed her. I think she might have had a passenger or two. I think it just hit the one lady in the head. I'll probably have to Google that sometime. Yeah, I remember it was on the news. And you have to watch, I've spent my whole life downtown Chicago. When you're walking, you have to be conscientious that all the high-rises, when it's really cold out and we've had snow or lots of rain and it freezes, there are swords of ice. They're just as sharp and heavy in fact, they're heavier than swords, maybe not sharper, but maybe as sharp. They're sharp. They're very sharp ice swords hanging from all the high-rises in Chicago, in a major city. So I always keep conscientious above my head. Am I right where that sword would fall? Will go real close into the building or go waist out away from the building? I'll have to Google that question. It might tell you going right next to the wall. Maybe they drop straight down, or maybe through falling through the air. And a sword has a shape. It's not just a perfect like wire. It's heavy, like on the top, and then goes to a point. So that might cause it to fall outward from the top of the building. So actually, all these years I've been consciously walking over here or over there, I really don't know the best place. So I think that'll get me to look that one up. I'm sure they'll have the answer. Yeah, so it shot through the hood of her car and right through her head and killed her. I couldn't believe it. That was a wild story because I've been, 66 years living in Chicago. Never heard that story before. And maybe, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but has it ever happened in your city? Okay. So, another question. Can certain scents mean smells? They're meaning smells. Can certain smells, where am I at? I got lost. I'm trying to keep this light away from me. Which way? You go this way. Yeah, keep that light away. There we go. Okay, so we have a question. Can certain senses, which means like perfumes, that kind of scent, can certain senses, smells, instantly change your mood? Smelling citrus or lavender can reduce stress and improve focus. While others, like peppermint, can make you feel more energized. Yeah, like peppermint's real popular at Christmas time. Because I actually bought some peppermint by accident when I thought I was buying, the green mint that comes in the green foil and the green, it's coated in green, the chocolate squares, well, they're rectangles, I think, or like rectangle or squares. Chocolate mints coated with green chocolate and then chocolate inside. That's what I thought I was buying. But when I got home and popped one in my mouth, it was a peppermint. At first, I was mad because it wasn't what I liked. But I said, hey, I enjoy peppermints. It was Christmas time. So I really could enjoy a few peppermints. If you go to a party and there's peppermints at the spread, I would probably eat 3, 4, maybe 5 in a couple of hours through the night. Peppermint's real Christmassy, So, yeah. So I still enjoyed the peppermints because it was Christmas time. Okay. So, oh, wait. Is there, okay. Oh, here's a good question. All right. Question. Do colors secretly change your emotions? Okay. Psychologists have found that certain colors, like blue for calmness and red for excitement, can directly affect mood and behavior. Yeah, mood. Colors can affect directly mood and behavior. Colors, yeah. Here's another good question. Can certain foods actually make you happier? I'm going to say guess yes. Let's see. Answer. Some foods like bananas and dark chocolate contain compounds that boost serotonin levels. Okay, that makes a lot of scientific proof. Yeah. So, bananas and dark chocolate contain compounds that boost serotonin levels. So, yeah, bananas and chocolate are some examples meaning they can genuinely improve your mood. Bananas and dark chocolate can improve your mood because it generates compounds that boost serotonin levels. That's a good one. So if you ever want to get cheered up quickly, eat some dark chocolate or bananas, or eat them together. Those are they have bananas dipped in dark chocolate. I'm sure you've heard of that. I think I've tried it. Have you? Okay. Well, try it sometime if you haven't. Maybe you'll like it. With the dark chocolate banana with ice cream, now you're really talking. A banana split? I just ate a pint of ice cream. Yes, I'm going to admit this. I just bought a pint of ice cream yesterday and ate it. And actually, I bought a few other sweets I ate, but I'm not going to tell you all that. Okay. Yeah, I was a bad girl. That was yesterday. I was upset about something, so I ran to the bakery. Okay, so here's a question. Can a person explode from eating too much? Yes. Answer. Overeating can rupture the stomach and kill you. Yeah. Well, it doesn't say die, but it said, can a person explode from eating too much? Yes. Answer. Overeating can rupture the stomach. Well, I assume that meant it can kill you, but maybe not. I thought it had the word die in there, but I don't see the word die. Can a person explode from eating too much? Yes. Answer. Overeating can rupture the stomach. Does that mean, I'll have to Google, does that mean it kills you? Does that mean if you rupture your stomach, are you saying it said a person explode. So they're saying, yeah, he would explode. The stomach can explode. So then, yeah, I guess it means you could die from overeating. Okay. At one sitting, Okay, here's a question. Is there a color humans can't see? And this is a fact. This is because when I when you hear who says it and all that, it's a true fact, and there's nothing shady about the question or the answer. It's cut and dry, and it'll shock you. The question is there a color humans can't see? Answer, yes. See, yes, there is a color that we can't see. And that is impossible colors like reddish green. Now, me and you right now we're thinking, I can see reddish green. I can take a crayon, and I've done it. All of us have probably done it in our life. I can take a red Crayola and green Crayola and scribble on top of it. But I guess the green would be so dark. But the red, if you keep scribbling more red, back and forth for a little bit, you would think I can always see the red and green, but it's telling you no. Let's do this again. Is there a color humans can't see? Is there a color humans cannot see? And it's yes. It's no shady question or answer. There is a color you can't see. It's impossible colors like reddish green. There's a level of reddish green that exists, but not visible, but not visible to the human eye. Yeah, that's fascinating. So we can see red and green mixed together, but they're saying there's a certain level of, like, maybe the red and a certain level of the green that you can reach, and then it's not visible. We won't see the red and the green. That's a good, interesting one, isn't it? I heard cats couldn't see colors, and that really made me depressed, because I have had so many kitties in my life, and dogs, and my kitties, they were I'd call the boy cats, I would call my sons. Mommy's sons. Come here, son. Behave yourself, young man. And the female kitties, I would just call my kitties, my babies. Okay, one more question, and then that's it for our Q&A game, guys, on Friday Night Party. Can sound break glass? I think we all pretty much know yes. From the frequency, the highness of the frequency of the sound can break glass. I think most of us knew that answer. But it's a good question to ask because some people don't know that answer. And so it's nice to have some people who don't know an answer. Instead of like having a person in my Q&A party know every answer. You know what I mean? It's nice. I mean, I don't want to give too ridiculous questions, that you can't answer. That, they kept throwing that at me, and no, I made it all clear, with, an average person with an average IQ, and all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed this. I'm trying to hold this in a comfortable fashion. This is my pearls. I'm trying to show you my pearls. See? With the pearl bracelet. And the pearls up here. Turn and show them. See? It's pretty, isn't it? So how y'all doing tonight, huh? Having fun? I hope so. You go out to eat tonight? Or did you stay home with the kids? Or did you go on a weekend vacation maybe? Okay, well, I dressed in an extra smash hit diva costume for you guys because it was Friday night and I decided we were going to have a Q&A party, class party. Yeah, instead of just a normal teaching class, it was going to be a Q&A party class. And I think we learned more in this Q&A party class than we do in all our other classes. And more interesting. All right. I guess I'm going to let y'all go so that I can upload this and it won't take all night. Okay. Listen, if this is your first time watching me, please subscribe and hit my like. And I would subscribe and jump around into different videos and view them for a while. But once you jump into a video, don't just assume that because of whatever I'm saying at the beginning of the talk thing, you're not. Oh, I'm not interested in that subject. But see, I could talk 10 different subjects in one talk video. Look at how much I've been talking to you after the class was over. So you don't know, it starts out in a subject you don't like, but 2 minutes later, I can be talking about, because I am talking during the class too. That's why it's called Miss Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva Show, because I'm smart, okay, I'm smart, and I'm spontaneous. So I do spontaneously talk in the middle of my class. In fact, tonight I constantly spontaneously talked during my class, piggyback rap on a question I asked you to answer, and I thought of something else spontaneously, so I said it, and I talked spontaneously throughout this entire class. So don't ever leave a video because you don't like the subject I'm talking about. And keep trying other videos because there's different. I'd like you to really get into the educational part and not just all party. I really want you to, I want fans that are students that want to learn, that are not just here to party, but really want to learn. Maybe in some of your foreign countries you don't have financial aid for going to college. You might just have a cell phone or a tablet or a laptop to watch me. So I really want people who want to learn. I teach law classes. I teach the solar system. It's already in here, so jump around and look at it. And I'll be doing this till I can't do this no more, physically or mentally. I will be teaching these classes. And these main classes, I will literally be teaching until I no longer can physically or mentally not able to teach anymore. So, and I'm not making a penny on, all this work. I don't just look stuff up and get an answer and key it up and that's your class. Like I've been telling you that all through the class spontaneously, so I don't have to beat you up with that again. But yeah, I do. It took me like 8 hours of research, but I do this because I enjoy it. I love it. I always knew I was going to be, I knew I was meant to be a lawyer. Well, I didn't end up going, but, all the way and became a lawyer. But I did get my associate's degree in paralegal studies. So I still, if I am an assistant to a lawyer, I'm the one researching on the internet while the lawyer I'm assisting, he's in court with different clients. I'm on the internet preparing and creating a foundation for our trial. So I'm not, as a paralegal, we're not legal secretaries. We're way above a legal secretary. We don't just answer the phone and type, I have to do, and I have to do all the research and really help, in that way. And I'm also a court reporter, by education. I didn't legally work it because I went to the same college, McCormick College, where I graduated in '08 in paralegal studies. But back in 1988, 89, 90, 91, I went to court reporting school. So I'm a court reporter also by education. I got up to 180 words a minute. I'm sure if I'd have sat another, 8 months, I could have got 230 words a minute. And that's what you need to pass the Illinois state test and become a legal court reporter. But I was happy. When I hit 180 words a minute court reporting, I proved that I learned the entire English language into the court reporting theory. I was happy and content and so excited that I could do it. I didn't know if I could, and I wanted to prove I could, and I did it. And I wanted to know what it was about, how they do it. And I'm also a journalist and a news reporter type person and court reporter. So that's all my personality. And then I've always said I'm going to write, film, produce, and star in my own show. I said that. I didn't start saying that until I got a little older, like in my maybe upper 20s, 30s. But the lawyer thing, I was watching Perry Mason back in the 1960s as a little girl. And I watched Perry Mason. He filmed, the old ones were filmed in black and white. He came back older and did it, like in the 70s or 80s or something, shit like that. But I was watching them when they were black and white episodes in the 1960s, and they were filmed back in like the 50s or 40s maybe. I watched every move that Perry Mason made, how he worked the courtroom and how he worked the jury. And I was into it. So I knew that I was meant to be in the law field, be a lawyer or a paralegal or court reporter. Well, I knew the court reporting and journalist and news when I got older was me, Well, I knew already I was a journalist back in the early 80s. That I knew. And reporter type. Yeah. Because I was meeting a lot of famous people, and I was doing it because I wanted to ask 1,000 questions. They were famous, and I wanted to ask 1,000 questions about their life. I was fascinated with their famous lifestyles. So I was seeing them for journalist reasons, news reporting reasons. All right, I'm going to let you guys go so we can upload this and look for it in the morning. Okay, please subscribe, and hit me a like, please. Subscribe, give me a chance, and keep checking. Oh, new subscribers, when you hit subscribe, do it at your own pace. But I want you to watch all the judicial system. If you're interested in legal law classes at all, I did an entire judicial system class, and I finished it. So if you study it, it's a finished class. So you're not going to start studying a law class that I never finished. It's finished. It had 4 categories, and I did all 4 categories. I started the first 2 judicial system videos when I first started my show, which was about 2 months, around February 15 or 13, 12, something like that. So go to the bottom and look for a black hat. And that's one of the first, the judicial system law class that I taught. Me and the black hat at the very bottom when we first started the show. That should be the first or second class of the judicial system. And then there might be one more judicial system by the black hat, and then it jumps to the very top. I didn't do any more of the judicial for a while. You know, I got sick of it, and so I started teaching. And I didn't really get sick of it. I started wanting to teach you more and more different classes to get your interest, more people interested. They might not be interested in law. So I started teaching others. So then, finally, a couple months later, I went back and I finished the whole judicial system class. So they're all together at the top, but they got bumped down from first and second row to like the second and third row, or second, third, and fourth row. Just look for all the judicial system at the top, like second and third rows, and watch them. And watch them like 5 times each so that it'll really sink in your head. I have to watch my own shows because I'm learning a lot too. I don't have everything I'm teaching you memorized. I mean, like these questions, haven't even heard of most of them. So I'm watching myself all the time so that I'm learning what I'm teaching you. I mean, a lot of it I know because I went to college, but no, a lot of it I didn't study in college. I'm studying it over the internet. But I'm the best teacher you can have because my brain is manic, so I'm thinking it's going 90 miles an hour. So when I'm researching, I'm thinking of 100 questions a minute, and you guys are only thinking of a couple a minute. And you're not thinking as deep. Oh, what about this? What about that? See? So I'm the best teacher you can have. And I say this every class, I think. Please subscribe and find out. But you got to keep watching. And you will be surprised. You'll start in a video and say, I'm not interested. But Miss Melinda said, keep giving the talk video a chance. Okay, we go for a little bit. Well, Miss Melinda, I'm still not getting interested. Well, Miss Melinda says, well, just wait a little longer. Oh, all of a sudden, she starts talking about a different subject. It could still be related to the class, but in a different way, not the exact facet of the subject. I go to another facet of the subject, maybe in the same video, where a lot of times I might not do that, or all the spontaneity that comes up. So, but you do everything at your own pace, so don't force yourself. So if you say, I'm watching your judicial system class, but, I can't finish this video, I'm tired, but I am interested. You can put it on hold and go back to it. Or you can just go out of it and go back to the video another day, but it'll start from the beginning. I freeze them, but see, I freeze them and have them at the top of my laptop, but not many people use laptops like I do. So I don't know, but you just go to the videos when you feel like it. And I guess if you don't have a way to freeze your video so that you can come back to your video where you were at, then you're just going to have to keep starting from the beginning. But I think all you people, especially younger people, know ways on your cell phones and tablets to freeze it and come back to where you're at and take it from there. Okay, so please subscribe, and I think you'll really have a good time. And check it all out. Okay, I love you all. Let me give you a kiss goodnight. I love you all. Please subscribe. Good night.